Hey guys, Mo Plumberman back, and we got a semi-serious project, I guess you could say. So here's the issue. Got my wife's 2013 Durango. In another video, you guys saw me do a valve cover gasket because I had an oil leak. That didn't take care of the leak. That didn't take care of my issue. I'm still having an oil leak, and it's driving me insane. Twice I've taken it back to the guy I bought it from, and he's taken it to his mechanic, and this is where I'm getting pissed off because I paid decent money for this truck, and his mechanic can't fix a damn oil leak. Excuse my language. I'm just pissed off because now I have to deal with it. I have to fix it, and then I have to go back to him to get my money back, which the guy I bought it from has been very kind and working with me in the aspect of, I told him I'm going to take it to my local guy, which is me. I didn't tell him it was me, and my local guy is going to fix it, and then we will get whatever money I can back. His mechanic is what gives the rest of us a bad name, because he had the truck for 2 weeks on both occasions and still couldn't fix the oil leak, which means they didn't try to fix the oil leak, which means that they didn't bother to do a damn thing. Anyway, rant over. I ordered head gaskets from Rock Auto along with some other stuff. I'm gonna take the radiator out that I did in a couple of videos. I did change the radiator and condenser. I have to take the radiator out because it's actually leaking on one side. It's a defective radiator. So I'm gonna get that warranted through Rock Auto. They're gonna ship me a radiator. I'll put that in, and then I'll ship them the old one, and then the money kind of just washes itself away. That being said, I got this car. I got the Durango jacked up on jack stands, as high as it'll go, and I crawled underneath with the black light and the yellow glasses to try to find the oil leak, because I put oil dye in it, and I'm looking for the oil leak. Originally, when I first found it, which case I diagnosed it and then told his mechanic what he needed to do, and his mechanic was like, "Oh no, the valve cover needs to be tightened on the driver's side, but yeah, the passenger side." I know he didn't change any head gaskets. He didn't do a damn thing because the engine still looks the same. So, you can tell when things have been touched and things have been moved. That being said, I crawled underneath this time, and from the last time I thought it was the head gaskets. This time, it doesn't seem to be that way. Well, it's mainly the driver's side that's leaking. I can see oil pooling and puddling on the exhaust heat shield, the exhaust manifold heat shield. There's oil going down that, and then of course the front differential is just drenched in oil. And well, here's the part that's driving me nuts, is because this is like such a mysterious oil leak. Some of you are probably like, "Oh, why don't you run it and get underneath and see where it's coming from?" That's the thing. I can run it till it gets hot and try to get underneath and look where it's coming from, which I've done before. The problem is I can't exactly see where it's coming from. It looks like it's, and this is going to sound crazy, but it looks like it's like coming from the exhaust manifold itself. The exhaust manifold has nothing to do with any kind of oil passages. It's very well possible that there's a micro crack in the head that just opens up when the head gets heated up, and then that's pissing out the oil. I'm not seeing anything come from the valve covers. I was just up here with the light and the black light, looking all around this whole thing. I didn't see anything. Just trying to figure this out. It's driving me nuts right now with where this oil, because before, when I actually had it running and it was hot, you could see the oil coming from just underneath the exhaust manifold, and then it comes onto the heat shield, and then obviously drips down, finds its way down. So somewhere in that area there's something going on, and I thought I saw a slight crack in the head, but I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I'm gonna strip this down, and I'm gonna get that head off, and we're gonna take a look to see what's going on with it. So the first thing we're gonna do, obviously there's a lot of other things I'm gonna be doing too that you're gonna see me doing. I'm gonna be definitely pulling off this front bumper. Excuse me. And we're gonna get the radiator out. So one of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect the nuts and bolts that are holding the exhaust manifold to the downpipes to the cats. I'm gonna disconnect those bolts first, and then I'm going to deal with everything else. I'm just going to start draining the coolant. Once I get this truck back down on the ground, I'll start draining the coolant with this bumper off and everything else. The part you're not going to see is me taking off the bumper and all the other things certain things you're not going to see, because I've already done a video of taking out the radiator and putting it back in. So if that's what you're interested in, you can go back to my channel and find that. Alright? So first we're going to disconnect those bolts in the back of the exhaust over there. Alright guys, so so far what I've done is I haven't yet disconnected the exhaust manifold from the cats, just because there is an O2 sensor in the way, and it looks like it actually might be easier for me to reach it from up top back here. So if that's the case, what I've done so far is, as you can see, airbox cover has been off since the beginning of the video. I removed the coil packs. Okay, now I'm loosening up all the bolts on the valve cover itself. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I've also disconnected the fuel line from the intake manifold, because I'm going to have to remove the intake manifold in order to get this head off. I've disconnected all the electricals, and I removed the I believe it's the this piece here, for the gas tank. I think it's not the evap canister, but it purges the evap system. Anyway, there we go. What's funny is last time he told me, yeah, I changed the valve cover gasket. I know how he didn't change the valve cover gasket, because I still have all the gasoline sealant from when I did the job. So for someone that changed the valve cover gasket, he sure did an amazing job cleaning up and reapplying gasket sealant. dokie. I'm gonna cut loose the exhaust manifold. Alright guys, so I got my radiator out, so waiting for the new one to come in, and I'll handle that later. But now that the whole front end is off, makes a lot of other work easy. So one of the things I'm probably going to do is replace this thermostat, and I'm definitely going to take out this coolant temp sensor right here, because what was happening is as the car got hot, we knew it was warm, but the gauge on the dash was reading as if it was still cold. Sometimes it would move a little bit. In stop and go traffic, it almost looked normal, but that's stop and go traffic. Once you hit the highway or anything like that, you kind of had, it was kind of reading like the engine was still cold. And then you would throw a check engine light, and that would just, it's not a lot of fun. So I got a new sensor. I'm going to take that one off. Let's see what it says it is. So, looks like it could be. Well, there's your coolant temp sensor right there. So. It's a 19. That's the old one. Got the new one right here. I don't know if I'll be able to fit. Yep, you fit a socket, so that's half the battle. See what the torque spec is. Alright, there's no real torque specification on this, so we're just going to make this tight. Alright, and this one, there you go. So, as long as we got it facing in the right direction, you'll be able to plug the connector back in. That should be an issue. Alright, moving on. Time to get the cylinder head off, but first, before we do that, we gotta get the intake manifold off. Oh no. Our thing up there. this. All right, this is the electrical lines coming from. Be careful with this. Another thing we need to do is actually get our belt off, because this power steering pulley has to come off from the cylinder head. So let's do that. Opened up. That's out. Alright. Get that off of there. Move that back around there. Alright. Let's get our intake manifold off. So I've unplugged this side. I've disconnected the fuel rail in the back, so we're going to unplug all the fuel injectors on this side. I'm just pulling up the red tabs, and then they come right, they pop right off. Okay. It's out of the way. You can tuck those connectors out of the way. Alright, there's a sensor back here. Right back here. Again, guys can see that's it right there. So I'm gonna push this red tab out. And then take a look how it comes out. There's a push tab in the back over here. Just push it down and it'll pop out. Alright. I believe that's it. So, we can get this intake manifold right out. And these look to be about 8mm bolts. Alright. there's one directly in the back. So one, two, three, four. Looks like there's 5 altogether. I'm gonna go short. Alright, I missed one here, so okay. And then there's one in the back. Okay. That should be all of them. Now we should be able to pull this off. There we go. And just go nice and easy because you don't have something still connected at the back. And I'm definitely get this one harness out of the way. Oh, see? That's what I said. Something's connected. There we go. Alright, let's turn that so you can see what we're dealing with. It's just a hose. Little pulling, twisting action. That'll come off. Remember to connect that before you drop it back in. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to right here on top of this. Alright, I'm gonna grab 3 rags and stuff them here and make sure that way, make sure nothing falls down in there. So that's the last thing we want. Just want to cover that up. You don't want anything falling in there by accident. Also remember to pull them out once you're getting ready to put the intake back on. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have the intake rocker, we have the exhaust rocker. That's what we're going to remove next. We're going to remove these. Well, let me get this out of the way. Let me get this battery pump first. One bolt there. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so three bolts holding it. Look like 14s. Let's double check that. No, 13s. That's kind of right on the first. Okay. If you want, you can remove these bolts. Make sure to keep them somewhere safe. So I'm going to put them in my other magnet tray, which is right here. Okay. Now with the power steering pump out of the way, you're able to move this these electrical lines down and out of the way, and same thing for the back, because this will give you the ability to get the head out. All right. I believe there is a sequence to loosening these, to removing this, but I'm going to double check that for you. Alright, there is a sequence to removing it, and I'll show you right now. I also need to make sure we have the correct socket. So, that was 13, 13. Two is over here. I'm right after the sheet. So, one is the center, two is the top. Three is here, outer. Four is in the back. Five is here. Okay. And the same goes for the exhaust. The exhaust is exactly the same way. Start with the middle. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5 is in the front. The intake rocker is marked with the letter I. The exhaust doesn't have anything on it. Do not interchange them. Keep them in the same order. I'm going to show you what I was doing on that. Here. So what I did is, I'm going to order one of these. I just didn't think I'd be doing an engine job so soon again. So I did. Wrote out on this, put 4 shop tiles down. The intake's gonna be on the top, and then you're gonna have exhaust right here. And I'm gonna point which way I took it out of the car. That way I remember. Now we'll take out the exhaust. Three. 4. 5. Okay. Three, 4. All right. On to cylinder head removal. So remember, once you pop the cylinder head off, it's gonna dump a bunch of coolant and oil and stuff. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts up here. And then you have 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts inside there, and the exhaust manifold's disconnected. Let's see. I believe these are still 10s. Good hands. Two, three, 4, and 5. Alright, these 5. Put them in the tray over here. Okay. I'm gonna get my breaker bar. I'm pretty sure those are 15s. I'll break them, crack them loose. Because of the angle of these bottom ones, when I use the 3/8 ratchet, So I don't like the way this worked out. As soon as I loosened everything up, this head just kind of popped up. To me, something doesn't seem right there, but it doesn't seem right at all, actually. We got it loose. Trying to take it out. So let's see how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna move you from this back. Get it out. Alright. Oh. Alright, man, I want to make sure you soak up coolant that's in here. Make sure I get most of it out. Alright, so this is what I found. You can see the gasket right here is bent and a bit damaged. And what I found is, as I was saying, it looked like it was coming from the exhaust manifold. You look at this. I got oil all in this gasket, which that shouldn't be. And then here's where I think this head is has been damaged. Right there. That is like bulging out but dented in. If that makes sense. So the exhaust manifold wasn't really sitting flush, but at the same time, this head wasn't sitting flush. So I'm guessing I had a leak that was coming between this gasket, you know, probably an oil passage, and then it was traveling down, because you can see the oil line here. It was traveling down this way and then finding its way out, because obviously, or either it was probably going down this way and coming out from where it was not sitting flush, and then traveling down. I want to show you. Where's the heat shield? Here it is. See, traveling down the heat shield, and then that's how you get what you get, I guess. So, gonna see what the machine shop tells me. But this is part one. So, thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, and stay tuned for when I put this back together.